Wealth, Dreams, and the Topology of Mind and Body, number 1714, July 13, 2926, Gerald C. EclaireMD Foundation, category, Cognitive Neuroscience. Preface. This research note examines how daily experience, scientific thinking, and dreams may become connected during sleep. It began with a sentence that appeared in my dream as I was waking: wealth begins with one, grows with one, and may also be destroyed by one, in Chinese. This research note integrates philosophy, neuroscience, systems dynamics, mathematics, physics, and my personal experience into a single narrative. This research note progresses from dream gives philosophy gives neuroscience gives interdisciplinary research gives practical habit gives life philosophy. I hope the readers can follow the journey without feeling lost. Abstract. Using this simple idea, I reflect on the relationship between traditional Chinese philosophy, modern cognitive neuroscience, and systems dynamics. Single-minded focus can be the foundation of success, but when taken too far, it can also damage health and upset the balance of life. I also discuss how sleep may help the brain reorganize memories and connect ideas from different disciplines. During this amazing process, mathematics, physics, material science, human pathophysiology, and psychology may become linked in unexpected ways. Finally, drawing from my own experience recovering from a stroke approximately 1 year ago, I explain why maintaining a balanced life system is essential for both scientific creativity and long-term well-being. Section 1. The balance of one. As I was about to wake up, a clear sentence appeared in my dream: wealth begins with one, grows with one, and may also be destroyed by one. This idea reflects traditional Chinese philosophy, where one represents concentration, dedication, and the beginning of all things. Its central message is the importance of both focus and balance. The meaning can be understood in 3 stages. Wealth begins with one. We achieve success through focused effort and determination. Wealth grows with one. We make progress by devoting ourselves to our work, research, and career. Wealth may also be destroyed by one. When focus becomes obsession, we lose balance and begin to neglect our health, family, and other important parts of life. After surviving a stroke last year, I found one more important conclusion: the greatest wealth in life is not money, but health. Without health, even great wealth, power, and status lose much of their meaning. When we are young, intense focus often leads to success. Later in life, however, we come to realize that health, emotional balance, passing knowledge to future generations, and contributing to the well-being of humanity are more valuable than simply accumulating more wealth. From the viewpoint of systems dynamics, human life is an interconnected system. If we invest all of our energy in only one part of the system while ignoring the others, the entire system eventually becomes unstable. Once health fails, everything built upon it also becomes fragile. An extension of this thought is that true focus requires a recovery space. In a system, no single variable has meaning by itself. Its meaning comes from its relationship to the other variables in the system, just as one gains meaning through its relationship with zero in a mathematical system. Wealth gains meaning only through its relationship with health, purpose, and balance in human life. If our state is always set to a hyperactive one, the system lacks the downtime required to repair itself. True systemic wealth means knowing when to step away from the one to preserve the very container that holds our life. Section 2. Dreams as the brain's night laboratory. This experience reminds me of the old Chinese saying, "What occupies the mind by day appears in dreams at night." I do not regard dreams as predictions of the future. Instead, I see them as a window into my own thinking. Modern cognitive neuroscience suggests that sleep, especially REM sleep, plays an important role in memory consolidation, knowledge integration, and creative thinking. During sleep, the brain reorganizes information collected during the day and sometimes forms new connections between ideas that previously appeared unrelated. For researchers, dreams may simply represent another stage of the thinking process. They provide an opportunity for the brain to continue working on difficult problems without the strict logical constraints that guide our daytime reasoning. In this sense, the dreaming brain functions like an overnight parallel processing unit. It runs complex simulations of our daytime problems without risking real-world damage. It explores wild, creative possibilities before the conscious mind wakes up to evaluate them with strict logic the next day. Section 3. Connecting mathematics, physics, and human health over the past several weeks. I have been thinking continuously about four subjects: 1. The possible bridge between topology and number theory. Why? 2. The relationship between viscoplasticity and topology. 3. Data science, systems dynamics, and pathophysiological trajectories. 4. The data structure between interior viscoplastic energy trajectory and exterior topological geometry. 5. The balance among life, health, and medical research. It is therefore natural that these subjects were reorganized during my dreams around the theme of wealth. In my dream, wealth became a metaphor for health, the issue that has occupied my thoughts during the day. Although these topics come from different disciplines, they share similar patterns. In mathematics, topology studies continuous structures, while number theory studies discrete numbers. Finding connections between these two fields requires new ways of thinking. In material science, viscoplasticity describes how materials permanently deform after stress exceeds a critical limit. Looking back, my own stroke can be viewed through a similar systems perspective. Years of accumulated stress eventually exceeded my body's physiological limits. Stroke recovery has depended on the brain's remarkable ability to reorganize its neural networks and develop new pathways around damaged tissue, the neuroplasticity. I have recently been deep in thought regarding a new angle: the data structure between our interior viscoplastic energy trajectory and our exterior topological geometry's path and direction. To put this in plain terms, think of the human body as a living building. Inside, there is an interior trajectory of energy: the constant pressure, metabolic stress, emotional strain, and fluctuating glucose levels moving through our internal pathways over time. Outside, there is an exterior geometry: the safe shape, boundaries, and overall health mapping of our body. When the internal energy trajectory builds up to much unmitigated pressure, it breaks through the material limits and permanently warps the exterior geometry of our health, just like a stroke does. By creating data structures that track our interior habits and phenomena, we can learn how to map this internal energy safely, ensuring it never ruptures the external shape of our life system. Human life follows a continuous trajectory: blood pressure, blood glucose, emotional stress, sleep hours and quality, exercise intensity, food portion, and diet nutrition. And many other lifestyle variables interact continuously. None should be viewed in isolation. Together they form a dynamic system whose long-term behavior determines health. They are variables we must actively tune every day to maintain a stable, peaceful orbit. Section 4. Recording ideas before they disappear. One habit I greatly value is writing down my thoughts immediately after waking. Throughout history, many scientists, mathematicians, physicists, and writers have followed the same practice. August Keckel famously described discovering the ring structure of benzene after dreaming of a snake biting its own tail. Dmitry Mendeleev reportedly developed the arrangement of the periodic table after a dream. Whether every historical detail is exact is less important than the underlying lesson. Creative ideas often appear unexpectedly and disappear quickly, within a few minutes after waking. Dreams begin to fade as the brain returns to its normal waking state. If do not record an idea immediately, it may disappear completely because the waking brain chemicals quickly overwrite the delicate, imaginative maps formed during the night. Whether every historical detail is exact is less important than the underlying lesson. Creative ideas often appear unexpectedly and disappear quickly, within a few minutes after waking. Dreams begin to fade as the brain returns to its normal waking state. If do not record an idea immediately, it may disappear completely because the waking brain chemicals quickly overwrite the delicate, imaginative maps formed during the night. For me, these notes are not finalized scientific conclusions. They are raw data points captured from the brain's night shift. They become valuable only when the conscious daytime mind takes over to analyze, apply logical reasoning, and compare them with rigorous real-world evidence. Section 5. Conclusion of the greatest wealth. My experience has taught me that protecting health and pursuing scientific research are not separate goals. They support each other. A healthy brain provides the foundation for clear thinking, creativity, and lifelong learning. At the same time, intellectual curiosity and continued research help keep the brain active and may support recovery through neuroplasticity. Since my stroke on June 21, 2025, I have practiced this philosophy every day. Perhaps the greatest wealth we possess is not money nor even the dreams themselves. It is the lifelong ability to remain curious, to connect ideas across different disciplines, and to continue learning throughout life. 1 year after my stroke, I see clearly that the true metrics of a successful life cannot be measured on a financial spreadsheet. The ultimate wealth is the mind's ability to remain open and dynamic. If my brain continues to build new connections while I sleep, then that ability itself is a beautiful form of wealth. My responsibility is to protect the entire system, mind, body, and health, thus that I can continue exploring the endless world of knowledge for many years to come. Epilogue: the continuous path of a second chance. Looking back at my research notes and papers a little over a year after my stroke on June 21, 2025, I feel a deep sense of gratitude. For decades, I lived in the world of absolute numbers and linear success, pushing myself to my limits. It took a sudden systemic breakdown to show me that life is not a simple equation. The sentence that appeared in my dream: wealth begins with one, grows with one, and may also be destroyed by one, was my brain's way of summarizing this profound transformation in both my life and my research. Over the past 17 years, through my self-study and biomedical research, I have analyzed the data structures and long-term trajectories of metabolic disorders and other major chronic diseases. After my stroke, these concepts became deeply personal. Managing my daily variables, food portions, emotional stress, sleep hours, blood pressure, blood glucose, and physical activity is my practical way of managing the accumulated pathophysiological stresses within my body. It is the daily tuning required to keep those internal stresses from gradually reshaping the long-term trajectory of my health. Every morning, when I wake up and immediately record a fading dream, I smile. It reminds me that my cerebral neural networks are still functioning, rebuilding, and creating new connections. The stroke may have altered some physical neural pathways, but it could not diminish my passion for discovery. We often spend the first half of our lives pursuing the one of career, recognition, status, power, and wealth. If we are fortunate, there comes a moment that encourages us to see the whole system instead of only one variable. True wealth is not the number at the bottom of a financial statement. It is the dynamic equilibrium of the mind and body. It is the quiet joy of having a healthy brain that can still wonder, learn, and connect ideas across different disciplines. As I move forward, my goal is simple: to continue tuning the health variables of my body and mind, protecting this living system, and sharing what I learn. When we are young, intense focus often leads to success. Later in life, however, health, emotional balance, passing knowledge to future generations, and contributing to humanity become more valuable than simply accumulating more wealth. The world of knowledge is infinite, but my physical life is finite. As the ancient Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi wrote, life is finite, but knowledge is infinite. I understand that no one can fully pursue the infinite with a finite lifetime. Even so, I am deeply grateful that I have been given a second chance to continue learning, exploring, and contributing. As long as my mind remains curious and my body allows me to continue, I will remain an active explorer in the endless world of knowledge. This content is provided for educational reference only and does not constitute medical advice. No doctor-patient relationship is created. You may share this summary freely, but it must not be altered, edited, or republished as your own. All intellectual property rights and copyrights for this article and its related materials belong to the author, Gerald C.